Let's freaking go! A victorious film study and a legendary performance from JAYDEN Daniels. Comment down below, do you believe it is locked in that he is the second best quarterback we have ever seen at LSU, okay? So, obviously, I want to start off here with a negatively graded play for me from Mike Nabers, okay? So, what LSU does a good job with JAYDEN is if he sees man coverage on this play, his read is to work to Kyron Lacey down here, okay? My issue is this needs to be Malik Nabers, okay? The second thing I'll bring up, and Mike Nabers brought this up in the preseason press conference, this route actually was really good by Kyron, but so to the right side, we have a zone beater. Tight end stops right here. This receiver stopping right here, and you have the flat. But if you see man coverage, JAYDEN has done a really good job on this comeback route throughout his career. But as you can see, this is not a good throw. All right, if this was Malik Nabers, he's probably throwing this football a little bit tighter because Malik is such a good contested ball catcher. But JAYDEN throws it all the way over here. It's not a really well-thrown ball. But Mike Nabers said in the offseason he wanted to get away from running comeback routes. That's something that we asked the LSU offense to get away from. And it was a really good route concept for LSU last year, but we have moved past that because there's only so much you could do with the comeback route. Second thing, LSU needs to defer to the second half every single time. For whatever reason, the LSU offense under Brian Kelly has not been a good first drive offense. If that's the case, you should never be receiving the opening kickoff. The second thing is Missouri just torched us, okay? Once again, they just found space. A second consecutive game in a row from Andre Sam that was really brutal. Thought this was a really good game from Harold Perkins. I really do believe that. So we are backing off our jack linebacker, and we're blitzing Harold from this side, okay? Pretty easy that now they have the best wide receiver, not named Malik Nabers, in the SEC, Luther Burton, going up against Andre Sam. And honestly, all things considered, this is Andre Sam, a guy that'll be an NFL training camp player next year. And this is Luther Burton, a guy who's going to be a first-round pick. That's just never a fair matchup. And once again, okay, I venture off to every single coach. I would love any investigative journalist to tell me why. Tell me why. He's probably scoring that because he was falling down, and as a last-second effort, he grabbed the jersey. Good play by Sam. So this next touchdown, all right, on first down, the Missouri Tigers had a drop touchdown from Weiss, who actually ends up scoring this touchdown here. The second thing is, if I'm LSU, I want to see more zero blitz. You're going to see it a little bit later that LSU uses to get off the field. And by zero, there is no safety over the top. It is straight man coverage across the way. The one thing about zero is there's always going to be an unblocked player if you're running zero blitz. Okay, so forget a single high safety over the top. Just put him right here, and let's see if we can get a sack or at least force it to get out quicker. I'm not sure how much it would have mattered here, but still, nobody's getting off blocks. Every player is picked up. If you're running zero, there's at least one guy pressuring Brady Cook right here. So I do think it changes the play. And then obviously the second thing here is I don't know if DBs are being taught to not turn their head at LSU. There is a belief out there that maybe that is the case. But Alexander is actually over the top of this. Okay, you've got to turn your head and make a play right here. So yeah, if Zy Alexander, watch tape, you know that the slot fade is what they want to do. And even though this wasn't quite a slot fade because receivers were stacked on top of each other, a fade, goal line fade, extended red zone fade, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's just a dime, too. About the worst start you can imagine because then Ole Miss gets the two-point conversion. We started Sage Ryan as the opposite outside corner. Man, we've made better decisions defensively. And honestly, I know it gets a little pixelated here, but he is the outermost guy, and his job is to be the contained guy. So he actually runs with the receiver here, and he's late getting over here to Brady Cook, this is Jim just out-scheming us, out-coaching us here, okay? Sage is just always a little late. You can always, if you watch every one of his snaps closely, it just seems like he reads a play just a half second late, and they get a 2-point conversion. So they start the game off with a bang. We get a 3-and-out. They drive down the field, and they get a 2-point conversion. Are you kidding me? All right, so we're talking about, Jayden's legacy. Obviously, there's still a lot of football left to be played, but it's now time to give Malik Nabers his flowers. You are currently watching one of the best LSU wide receivers we have seen, and he has put himself, to me, in the conversation with Odell, Jarvis, Jamar, Justin, any of them, okay? And the way I like to look at it is, how many special things do you do, okay? 9 out of every 10 receivers are getting tackled right here. So he secures the catch, then tough enough to take that hit right there from one. Then he makes this safety miss after the hit, and now it's off to the races. One player made a great hustle play to stop it, and he's still carrying him up the field while maintaining ball security. His helmet slams to the turf really bad. Malik has taken some tough hits early in games, too. He had a weird one versus Mississippi State, an awkward one versus Arkansas to start the game. But look at this. I mean, you're looking into the soul of someone who is not of this earth. I mean, he's built different. Give the dude his freaking flowers, okay? Let's also celebrate this LSU offensive line. Pass protection was really good all day. Miles Frazier is in a rhythm right now. And, God, you just can't play offense. I'm getting chills, y'all. I'm getting chills looking at this. And then making this guy miss. He's not of this world. He is not a mammal, okay? He is not a human. The guy is truly freaking incredible. And I don't care what you say, the dude is playing through some stuff, all right? He's had a banged up shoulder, and it doesn't matter. It freaking doesn't matter. He's got a Johnny Dang grill too now. You can't tell Malik Nabers nothing. Absolutely nothing, baby. Let's go. We're going to keep it going. All right. So, good decision by Jayden to hand this football off, and God bless. I don't think it was a read anyway. It's just hand this football off to Logan Diggs. I'm telling you, man, between the tackles, he is a really, really good running back. I am just blown away by Jayden. I mean, they're bringing all kinds of pressure here, and they have a fast player as their contained guy here, and he's unblocked. He is unfreaking blocked, okay? This looks like it's open. It's not. There's a player right here, right on Kyron Lacey's neck, so it could have been thrown right there, but it's just not there, okay? Jayden just does Jayden stuff. I remember, early in the game, Miles Brennan a few years ago had a rollout to the right just like this, and he made a crazy throw to Terrace Marshall, okay? This is the difference between having a pocket quarterback like Miles and someone like Jayden, okay? He doesn't have to throw it. He's able to tuck and run, and he is just a guy that eliminates angles. It's not like every defender right there had bad angles. And then he's tough enough to fall forward after getting hit. By the way, follow me on Twitter. This is my most viral tweet of yesterday. I don't recall a game where the whistles went so against LSU. So the fact that LSU won this game with a poor start and none of the 50-50 whistles going your way. This isn't a 50-50 whistle, though. This is a black and white issue, okay? This is an undeniable fact that this is a touchdown, okay? There is no forward progress being stopped until right here, okay? Also, if you just use common sense here, all right? Every single LSU Tiger is over the plane of the end zone. Every single one. And the guy who actually called that short of the line to gain was a line judge, okay? Now, LSU in that spot has got to challenge that. They just do, okay? Because there's been this year a lot of false start penalties at, the 1, and then we don't get in here. That has got to be reviewed. I don't think forward progress can be reviewed. Still, we got this epic jump into the end zone right there by Logan Diggs. But golly, this game was very poorly officiated. All right, 1st and 10 right here. We have got to have a serious conversation about Ovie Oghoufo sinking back into coverage. It has not worked. This is I would love to see the EPA, yard per play, whatever efficiency number you want to look at, of when we actually drop him back into coverage. We're bringing a second-level blitz from this side. This is just seen so easily. And you can see right here, we're bracketing where Luther Burden normally lines up right here. So you could see there are 2 open Missouri Tigers here, okay? This tight end's open and Burden is open. And I believe one of these tight ends for Missouri had 4 drops. Luther Burden is just nasty, y'all. He is so freaking good. And overall, Harold Perkins had a really good game, okay? And he slowed Burden down. You would like to see him make the tackle. Good hustle by Ovie to eventually bring him down. All right, so once again, Missouri sees Burden in the slot. Man-on-man versus Andre Sam. I mean, I don't know. This is, once again, a slot fade, all right? In this case, if they're doing a double move right here and it's 2nd and long, we have got to start getting some guys getting off blocks and making plays. I know it's easy to pile on Andre Sam here, okay, but somebody's got to get off and make a play. So Mason's getting doubled right here. They double Wingo here as well. We just need somebody, okay? At least we're able to get a hand in the passing lane in theory, but honestly, this coverage isn't really all that bad, all things considered. That's just a crazy throw, crazy catch. I will say, at corner, it seems like we are very casual. You see Denver Harris is over here on the sideline. We've got to find some outside corners. I think Zy Alexander is one of them at this point. But once again, it just seems like we're a little casual at the snap on the back end. The second thing is, once again, nobody's getting off blocks, not really able to get anything going. And look at that throw, okay, over the overhang defender. And once again, that's not horrible coverage by Sage Ryan, but there is at least 20 instances of him in coverage where the guy just makes very difficult catches on him and he never makes a play. And then we get this deep run for a tutty, all right? My thoughts going into this game is this is what we want Missouri to do. They were 10th in the SEC in yard per carry, 1st in yard per attempt going into this game. So we want them to run the football. It's not what they are good at. Cody Schrader's a good running back, and guess what? They're able to run down our throats pretty often in this game. And this honestly is not filled all that bad. Right here, though, Savion Jones just loses his gap, okay? So his gap is the outside shoulder of this tackle. So we have Whit Weeks filling this hole right here, okay? So Schrader does a really good job pressing this hole to get Whit Weeks to commit, and then Savion Jones from his gap worked over here, and that left this hole wide open. The next thing, it's the same thing again with Sage Ryan. He's always there, but he rarely makes a play. This is a difficult play for an outside corner. So this tight end is coming to kick Sage Ryan out of the club here, all right? And Sage actually plays this pretty well. He sees that the ball wasn't actually given here. So he sees that this ball is underneath him. He gets a little patty cakey here, just takes on this block. If he would have been a little bit more aggressive, he's able to fend off 87 and make this tackle right here. But you see, he gets a little soft, and he's able to get blocked a little too easy. So that's on Savion Jones and Sage Ryan. This should have been stopped for no gain. And instead, our linebackers were committed as they should have been right there. That should have been filled. and they score an explosive rushing touchdown. We're just not doing anything good defensively. All right, one final thing. This is something I think Pete Jenkins is going to work with because he'll see this and clean this up. Pad level right here is really, really, really high from Savion Jones. Okay, you see how he's kind of just catching this block? Once again, we don't want to be that high. And you see this is his gap, and then you'll also see right here Sage Ryan just kind of catch this block. Okay, if he just gets in there with 87, and you see what happens when you just catch blocks, you lose your vision. Okay, and right there it's just too late, and we don't need him to make the tackle. At least trip him up, slow him down, and give some other defenders a chance to stop and make this play. Alrighty, so for brevity's sakes, I'm going to just skip forward to this 3rd and 11. So on first down, Missouri did a really good job stopping all the vertical routes we were trying to do, and Jayden took a coverage sack. I'll tell you this, overall, I felt like their defensive line, I know this is going to sound crazy, did a good job early in this game with their rush lane angles. Okay, so this right here, this play shows you the maturation of Jayden Daniels, okay? This is what some people call an amoeba front, right? Where nobody actually gets in a stance from a defensive line. And their job here is to not even really rush the quarterback. They want to, on this 3rd and 11, to just force Jayden Daniels to stay in this pocket. And keep in mind, Josh Williams had a false start penalty before this. Okay, so that put Jayden even further behind the sticks. Okay, so let's actually break this down from back to front. And I want you to see what an actual secondary looks like, okay? Mizzou secondary is probably one of the best in the SEC, okay? And I want you to see how well they actually pass this off right here. So Malik is running a vertical route. They rotate the single high safety to get over the top, and they end up inverting into some variation of cover 2. Okay, so Rakestraw is getting deep depth over the top of this. This defender who is center field is coming to bracket BTJ right here, and you see that they have this covered, okay? 28 is on BTJ, 2 is on Brian Thomas Jr., okay? And this is what teams are going to do now. They're going to be like, okay, look, we don't want BTJ and we don't want Malik Nabers to stop us, okay? So now Jayden pre-snap thought that this was single high, and this rotates into 2 high, okay? I cannot tell you enough how difficult this is, all right, as a quarterback, to see all of this and really only have 2 big-time options to throw the football to you, okay? So we're running some variation of like a scissors wheel, whatever you want to call it. This go route is picked up by this linebacker and a safety, and then we're running Kyron Lacey on an out and up. This corner is getting depth, and it's over the top of this. I cannot tell you how good the coverage is here. Then the second thing you'll see here is the pass rush lane integrity is perfect. So old Jayden Daniels would run around here and just run into a sack, okay? But this time he does a good job keeping his eyes downfield and eventually seeing Mason Taylor right here. And Mason does a good job slowing down his route and giving Jayden a chance, and Jayden took a shot here to get this off, okay? Now, the final step here, I know the ball was late coming out. He could have hit the check down to Josh, but we wanted to throw to Mason here, is Mason did have enough time to gather himself and make this guy miss for a first down. He wasn't able to do it. Who cares? It was a good route, good throw. They actually called him out of bounds right here. Okay, let's see. The spot ended up here not being that great. Unless his foot is out right here, okay, the ball probably should have been here. Okay, but the line judge is there. His foot is probably out right there. But I don't know what the refs are, whether they were. Okay, now, Brian Kelly makes a horrible decision to not go for this. Horrible. Jayden is playing really well. Our defense is not stopping them. Okay, and RG3 on the telecast says that this was a good punt. Okay, and I don't mind the cheesy punts, the cheesy puns. You give what I said, the puns. RG3. So I made a pun about RG3 making a pun. How about that? Either way.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This punt was awful, okay? Because we're not stopping them. Fourth and anything short, we just got to go for it. We just freaking do until we actually see something from this LSU defense to stop somebody, okay? And obviously, the carnage continues here on the 2nd and 7, okay? Pear Shandis just had a rough go at it. I mean, we're just not getting anywhere. I understand he gets cut off here a little bit by the 3-tech. But if Brady Cook wanted to run it for a big gain, he can run it. If he wants to throw for a big gain, he can throw it, okay? Harold Perkins back in coverage right here. Not exactly where we want him. He did get a nice pick. We'll break that play down. I mean, I don't know how much easier it is for that, okay, to be, completed. We have Mason Smith getting off the edge. We're putting 2 edge rushers on this side with Womack and Swinson coming off the edge here. And they decide to get in Tripp's bunch to the right side. And, okay, this time we do have one-on-ones across the way. And nobody is getting off blocks again. Either way, our coverage is just so bad that it doesn't matter, okay? Once Brady Cook sees that this is man coverage, okay, he knows to hit this tight end, all right, because it is so hard in man coverage for 21 right here, the true freshman, Ryan Yates, to get over the top of this. So this is just an easy read for Brady Cook. He throws it immediately. Yates is late to get out over the top right there. Now we just need him to make a touchdown-saving tackle, and it was 80 who ended up dropping 4 passes in this game. Man, I got to give Eli Drinkowitz a lot of credit. He outcoached us in a lot of different ways, okay? He sees on tape that we cannot pass off 2-for-1s. I don't think Eli Drinkowitz thought that Sage Ryan was going to be the outside corner, but he does get a little lucky that he is the outside corner here because we cannot stop these 2-for-1s. All right. Now, what does 2-for-1 mean? Okay. Essentially, it's motioning a wide receiver to see if you have man coverage. And all you do is this wide receiver goes to block this linebacker. And because we're in man coverage, they're essentially getting Sage Ryan to be blocked just because he's with them, otherwise known as a 2-for-1. This one player is drawing 2 guys out. Okay, so you'll see right here, the 2-for-1, all right? One is drawing Sage Ryan because Sage Ryan's man coverage assignment is right here, okay? We have got to do something. We got to communicate that this needs to get passed off here, and Ryan has got to see that one is not going out on a route. Look for the flats, okay? And it's late, all right? You see, cut off. We cut off a guy who can actually get in there and make a play. It's just way, way, way too easy, and teams are just going to continue to pick you on that. All right, but because Jayden's a baller, we're moving again. All right, LSU's kind of gone away with this play as well. This is Hoss Juke. All right, this is one of their favorite hurry-up plays, okay? Go route from your slots, come back routes from your outside receivers. Malik really sells this route, okay? He's sitting there, and then he jukes over the middle here, and that's really good stuff by Malik to eventually find the open space. Look at Jayden throwing across his body. Just didn't really see these kinds of throws from Jayden last year. And we pick up a nice gain. And Malik honestly never goes down after the first hit. Good stuff. All right, 3rd and 6. Once again, LSU has just been so good at this. Understanding when you get to this spot, you don't have to throw for it. And we call an absolutely perfect play right here. All right, on this 3rd and 6, they are blitzing from the left side. We get exactly what we want, a quarterback sweep to the left, okay? Now, if every block over here is made, we are scoring. This is one of the best defensive plays of the year by 4, okay? Everything is blocked, everything. But 28 does a good job knifing in here, and, God, this is just good. We get a little unlucky, all right? Yeah, this is just good stuff. 28 is being blocked by Will Campbell. He knifes. Josh Williams picks up 28, and 4 is able to knife through Will Campbell. It's a really difficult block. Sometimes guys just make plays. All right. You would like to think that Will, Mason, and Josh Williams can block. You see, it's a 3-on-2. All right. You would like to think that they could get this blocked cleaner. Okay. Josh does have to pick up 28 coming off that. We needed Will to pick up this player. It's a difficult block. Jayden cuts back a little late here, but still, this is just a good play by 4. If he doesn't make it, it's Jayden versus this guy for a tutty, and 4 makes a good play, and it sets up a 4th and 1. Guess what we do? We run the Lane Kiffin special here on 4th and 1. So BTJ obviously had a big drop before this. We didn't show it to you, and he has a really bad holding call right here. This was a good call, and BTJ is one of our best blockers. You can't really do anything about that. That's just him not making a very simple block right there. All we needed for him to do is just get a piece, and he just missed him, okay? And just not good. So Ramos crushes a very long field goal, 48 yards on the road. We'll take it. And we then get to me, the play of the season so far by Harold Perkins, okay? This hasn't been the Perk season that we all know, that we all expected. And I know he'll always be known for the Arkansas game, the Alabama game, all that stuff from last year. But this is absolutely ridiculous stuff, okay? We take him all the way back out of coverage, and we replace him here with this linebacker. Brady Cook is just staring down Burden the entire time. This was a good adjustment by Matt House to eventually bracket Luther Burden here, okay? And Perk, just an amazing interception. So now we're cooking. All right, 2nd down and 12. God, this is just amazing stuff right here. We get exactly what we want right here on this inside zone little handoff right here, okay? We get a blitzing linebacker. This edge defender has to account for Jayden. And look at this pull read by Jayden, okay? He sees that 13 is sitting with Jayden right here. This is an easy handoff. And look at Logan Diggs, okay? Blitz right here from the second level. He's got to make this guy miss. And he does a good job just getting vertical. Safety takes a horrible angle into the box. And now it's just off to the races, okay? Now, good blocking by BTJ down the field. Good blocking by Kyron Lacey down the field. This is the only thing holding back Logan Diggs from being just an absolute elite running back is he's just not a pure home run hitter. Obviously, you know, Fournette's Hills right there, they're going to score. They have that little extra burst. But Logan Diggs, between the tackles, he is just as good as pretty much anyone you're going to see. 3rd and 3, I want you to see Will Campbell right here. Find someone that can play left tackle better than this guy. Look at this double. Will Campbell, all right, I want you just to see. The guy that he is blocking is right here. Just watch him on this play. Look at where he ends up, okay? Look at where he ends up, and then he passes it off and gets to the safety. I mean, it's just ridiculous stuff. Okay, overall, Mizzou does a really good job filling this run. But still, on this 3rd and 3, this is just good smash mouth football across the way. Some really good blocking. Not the best rep right there. It looks like that was Charles mixed in there. And I think this is a play where he actually hurts himself. All right, so you could see them whistling, hey, Charles Turner's hurt, and Marlon Martinez is in the game. All right, so I'm going to do a little source report here, okay? I do get information from time to time. It's not really my thing, okay? But I do want to share something that I get a lot of questions about. Why does Kyron Lacey play so much? He drops a lot of passes, blah, 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 blah. And look, we have been very critical of Kyron here, okay? But notice this, he celebrates somebody else's success. But the truth is, he should get credit for this touchdown. Not Jayden, not Mason. Let's break it down. I want to first show you Marlon Martinez, okay? Rough go at it at center. He just got into the game. This is his first snap, but this is an easy double team right here. 99 knows Marlon Martinez is new into the game, so he is going to know that Marlon Martinez is going to fire off really hard, and you'll see he uses his aggressiveness against him. And if we elected to hand this football off, that would have been a negative yardage gain right there, okay? You know, we've been talking about 2-for-1s with Sage Ryan. This is the offensive version of that, okay? Right here, the design here for Mike Denbrock and Cortez Hankton is to get 2 players blocked with 1 person, okay? Now, Kyron Lacy at the snap did a good job not giving away what he's doing, okay? He is looking at the football here. Now, notice when the ball is snapped, the first thing he does is he shows as if he's just running like a simple, like this is just a simple run up the middle. But 13 has man coverage responsibilities on Kyron Lacy. Kyron does a good job getting a piece on 13 just in case he were to, get out into the flats to pick up Mason. Then, immediately, Kyron Lacy picks off 28, who has man coverage responsibilities on Mason Taylor. So you see right here, he is taking 2 players out of this play and just opening things wide open for Mason Taylor. Okay, so if we're going to pile on Kyron Lacy for the drops, look at what he's doing for us right here. Look at that, all right? If you're going to pile on him about the drops, you've got to show him love for all the other things that he does. Now, some sources. I have gotten this confirmed. One thing that the coaching staff really likes about Kyron Lacy is the blocking and the little things like that, okay? And, the likelihood the true freshman could do these things as true freshman is very little, right? Because you don't go to LSU. I mean, you didn't do any of these kinds of things really in high school. It's a lot harder than that looks, and those kind of little intangible things go a long way with the coaching staff. This time we actually do get a good pass rush here by Wingo right up the gut. I think this ball actually did get deflected, but that is just way, way, way too easy if you ask me, okay? You want to play off Luther Burton like that? Fine, but that's a true freshman receiver. 17 is a good player. We got to be a little more aggressive here. 3rd and 5, huge play right here by Mason Smith. And as the game moved on, he started playing better. Okay, we're twisting him around. Mekhi Wingo eats these 2 blocks for lunch, and we force Brady Cook to run here. Good job of Harold Perkins and Deshaun Womack, to chase this down from the backside. And, of course, he is able to pick up the first down. Still better than a throw right there, all right? We are able to draw a penalty here. All right, so they get a long run after the holding call right there to make it 4th and 5. Okay. If you know that they have a big-legged kicker, okay, I think you have got to be way more aggressive here, okay? I understand we don't want to give up anything deep. We don't want to give up a touchdown, okay? But here you have to keep in mind that they're probably playing for a field goal in this spot. We can't let a pitch and catch rep happen right here. I do think this is partially on. Well, I can't really put that on Greg Penn right there. We were just way too soft in that spot, and that sets up a reasonable field goal for a kicker who has a big leg. We just got to be more aggressive there. All right, now I want you to see this. Harold Perkins got really close to blocking this kick. 80, the guy who dropped 4 passes, his job is to get in this hole and squeeze, and they want these edge guys to come free, especially if the kick is going this way, right? You want to protect a little heavier coming from this way because that's where the kick is going. I like this decision to have Harold Perkins as the edge guy. One guy, and I brought this up preseason, I would love to see BTJ get a chance to block kicks. Okay, he was able to block some pretty big ones in high school off the edge. But still, Mevis did not have a good day. Got very lucky here. that this ball grazed the inside of the post and got in. All right? Still, rough first half by LSU. All right, so up to this point, Matt House has not been good. You see, they're 2 for 4 on third downs, but their average yards to go is 8.8. Man, that's just horrible. So we overload this left side of the defensive line, and we bring in Womack right here. I don't know what we are doing here. I really don't, okay? You cannot, on 3rd and 9, play man coverage and then not have somebody be a contained defender right here, okay? I am okay with overloading this side, but the issue is you're putting so much right here on Womack. He can't really be totally aggressive. We're slanting him to the inside, and it looks like we're trying to run some kind of twist, okay? Now, if you overload right here, the offensive line knows you're probably twisting. We're able to get a sack doing something like this versus Mississippi State last year, but it just doesn't work here. And then what I would do here is have Womack play a little bit more of what some defensive people will call a wide 9. I would prefer him to be all the way out here. Okay, if they QB draw us, they QB draw us, okay? I just don't want to lose contain right here, but we're slanting him to the inside, and that, in turn, squeezes this potential stunt by Mason Smith right here. And you see, we're just out-leveraged here, and this is just too easy. And Brady Cook is taught, if it is man coverage and you're given this, everybody's back is turned, okay? So he should tuck and run this. Now, we can get into a debate about was this holding right here or was this holding on Womack right here. I don't know. The 50-50 calls were just not going our way at all in this game, but that's also just bad defense, right? I don't want to excuse bad defense with bailout holding calls. They saw, once again, Elijah Drakewitz did a really good job watching the tape. You can get the edge to Savion Jones aside, okay? You just can. Now, he is taught to squeeze this down, a lot like what we said last week. It's just we're not doing a good job filling behind his side as edge-contained defenders, and it's just too many explosive runs to the outside right here, okay? Once again, we got Jalen Milroe coming up. Peyton Thorne isn't, just a statue. Good job right here, okay? Preserving our new asset. Who is this right here? I don't know, but he just saved Pete Jenkins right there. Pete Jenkins is a legend. Cop right there is able to hold him up. Huge play. Give this guy a game ball. Excellent stuff. Best call of the day right here by Matt House. Finally, remember earlier on that touchdown on the slot fade? This time, this is a pure zero blitz, okay? You could do your own math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? So there is no safety help over the top. We are bringing one extra player, all right, for them to protect. Mississippi State actually calls something that is really good to run against zero blitz, which is a rollout, okay? And they actually do a good job right here leaving the outermost guy unblocked, okay? And that right there is Ovie Oghoufo, all right? So a zero-ish blitz, obviously we have right here Wes Weeks kind of being a spy right here. I say Whit Weeks. And with that zero pressure call, the tackle on the rollout to the left keeps Ovie Oghoufo unblocked. And this is just a good stuff right here by Harold Perkins affecting this as well. God, Perk had an amazing game, y'all. There's just no other way around it. It's not just the interception. Good coverage right there by Sage Ryan. And you'll see that this is open right here to Luther Burden, okay? Live with zero. We're not guarding them anyway. Let's just not be sitting ducks. Call zero more often. It got us off the field versus Ole Miss. And Thorne. Cook did a good job backing up right there. It was just an underthrow, but force the pressure. Okay, just do it. Good call. Now, this is the most underrated play of the game. So this is the thicker kicker, Harrison Mevis. Okay, look at that pudge, man. He and I have something in common. I love it. So kickers will never admit when they get spooked. Okay, but you saw him a minute ago barely make this kick, and you notice it grazed the innermost post. Okay, so Harold Perkins is still coming off the edge right here, and I love this field goal block assignment. Okay, let's make sure we have one player in this gap to at least account for 80, and this gives our best athlete a chance to affect this play. So on this setup right here, John Jancic and whoever actually made the special teams decision does a good job giving our best athlete a chance to come off the edge and make something happen. Okay, now I want you to see this get off right here by Harold Perkins. It's risky because, if you're offsides here, they pick up a first down, and we want them kicking field goals, all right? Look at this get off. All right, so he's in a three-point stance. Let me be clear. Harold Perkins does not block this kick. But you tell me if this affected Mevis. I think it did. Remember, he did not catch that last field goal clean. This time, it is not blocked at all. All right? I have zaprudered this all night last night. But look at this extension. Giving it all for the team. Love to see this as more of his pass rush arsenal. I feel like Perk coming off the edge doesn't use his hands enough. So 80 comes off and tries to get a piece. Perk swipes that arm away, and look at this extension. Look at that. Look at that. Jay Ward was so good at this at LSU. He did not block this kick, all right? But I do think he affected it, all right? You can see Mevis right here not really catch this clean. It does look like he was spooked a little bit, okay? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But this guy hit a 61-yarder. It's not even close here, and it's short. Perk affected that. I'll go to the grave saying that. All right? The only reason he would not hit that clean right there, this is his home turf. It's Perk. You can see him looking in that direction. All right, so 1st and 10. Apparently, we learned from our mistakes, okay? This time, it's not Kyron Lacey as a single receiver on this side running this play. It's Malik Nabers. This is Jayden and Malik's go-to play, the comeback route, okay? I'm glad that we're not relying on it as much this year, okay? Because you don't have the opportunity to gain as many yards after the catch, okay? This looks like it is snag right here, all right? Coaches, please correct me if I'm misidentifying this as snag. We hit Malik right here, and once again, you're just not going to tackle him. The first guy rarely tackles him. Once again, it's Kyron Lacey dishing out a massive block, okay? It's why it's important to rewatch these games because it's just hard to pick these kinds of things up just on your first watch, okay? What a game from Kyron freaking Lacey. All right, so it's 3rd and 10. We can get into a debate about some of the play calls and stuff that happened prior to this, but we do want to move along here. Just a bad throw right here by Jayden. It just is. They were ready for this. Their defense obviously scouted us better. All right, look at this. They're on top of this slot fade right here. Jayden does a good job finding the press man assignment here on Malik Nabers, and it's just a bad throw. Jayden's playing unbelievable football. You can live with, a bad throw here or there. This has got to be thrown up in the air so he can make a play on it. Give them credit. They have really good DBs. Okay, 1 or 2 of these guys on our team were probably undefeated. Funny thing is, Abrams Drain was an LSU commit at some point. See Gordy Rush right here. All right, so defense is starting to step up. This was a better second half right here by Matt House. Okay, this is the same play we ran that forced the interception. Perk backs out, and helps guard the slot receiver here. Okay. And we get good pressure up the middle from Greg Penn making this second level blitz. Bad job by the center misidentifying this. Good job right here by Mason Smith sticking with the assignment. And yeah, God, this is not good quarterbacking. Brady Cook would have stepped up. He might have had a shot to just run for it, but instead he has to throw it away. So we get off the field. Good stuff. Okay, let's give Mike Denbrock a lot of credit here, all right? We have done such a good job on these kinds of plays where we pull an offensive lineman, but it's actually still just a very conservative pass play, okay? The one thing I like about pulling guards as a part of a play-action fake is it forces all these linebackers to bite, okay? So this safety is creeping into the box. Once you see a puller, you know, some LBs are taught, if they're pulling, just get downhill as fast as you can. Look at that play-action fake to Diggs. That forces safety to get all the way here. Look at how far these backers are into this hole right here, okay? Now, as I always say, I am not a coach, all right? They know way more about everything than I ever will. But this is one of the best design play-action shots I've ever seen from any LSU coach. Let's break it down. All right, so the first thing we see here is the pre-snap motion by Malik Nabers. LSU is one of the heaviest pre-snap motion teams, and we've seen a lot of the teams that are really heavy in pre-snap motion usage not only have success at the college level, but the NFL level. The Dolphins, the 49ers. The pre-snap motion, especially if you're motioning your receivers, just causes so much stress on the defense. Okay? This looks like Missouri is in cover 3, so this guy is this deep third, this guy is this deep third, and this corner is this deep third. So what happens here is this deep crosser actually gets picked up by the safety, okay? The safety is shifted pretty much center field, but he's closer to this hash anyway, okay? So 19 was probably thinking that he did have safety help over the top. And guess what? He probably should have. Okay, this deep safety's job is to obviously guard anything going over the middle. But he sees Kyron Lacy right here, and he bites in on Kyron Lacy. And in order for this play to work, the protection has to be really good. It was. This time, the protection is more so caused by the play design, right? The play design is so good, right? We get exactly what we want. Now, this is a lot better throw than normal from JAYDEN Daniels. And once again, go to the Patreon. You can see how his film watching has grown his game. Now, before we show Jayden, I want you to see this right here. Good hand fighting by BTJ swiping that arm once he saw 19 tried to get a piece of him. And he's able to get that leverage. And you see with this head, he does a good job potentially showing that he's running a corner. And then that helped create that separation. Look at that. Okay, this is wide open. But look at how Jayden anticipates this, okay? He is immediately looking at the safety. All right, and he is waiting to see if this safety is going to bite down, and now he is deciding to throw this football to BTJ, okay? Now, Jayden sees that this safety is coming down pretty hard on Kyron Lacy. I want you to see when he's deciding to throw this football, okay? Anticipation is something that a lot of you have crushed Jayden with. Heck, I've talked about Jayden's anticipation. Look at when he's deciding to throw this football, y'all. Look. It's not there. It's anticipating that this ball to BTJ is going to be open. And just like in the Ole Miss game, all right, we have also crushed Jayden for underthrowing deep balls, in particular to BTJ. Look at where this is placed, okay? Look at this right there. Now, you get this dual camera footage, okay? And I would like to think that these are in sync. And BTJ went Bye, bye, bye. And he said, it's gonna be May on this. Okay. That's just too many boy band references. That's 2 in here. Okay. At least it wasn't hot and 98 degrees outside. Kidding. All right. Now, this shows you the hand fighting right here by BTJ. Look at that. Okay. And then getting into 19's body. Pause. Okay. And then creating that little bit of separation. Now, these are indeed in sync. This is when Jayden is deciding to throw this football. Anticipation. The Steph Curry mouthpiece. Got the whole swagged outfit going, baby. And look at this, baby. Oh, look, he's fading away. He knows it's money. Okay. Bang. Ha, 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 ha. Good stuff. I love this from JAYDEN Daniels. But in all my life, I've never seen an LSU defense this bad. Yeah, I'm going to keep them going because it's so frustrating watching this defense from LSU. Okay. Once again, we want them running instead of throwing, and we are in position here to make plays. Brian Kelly mentioned he wanted to see a little bit more Jordan Jefferson play the head-up nose. And look, he does a great job. He pushes this center all the way back, okay? Now, you want to get as flat as you can, get off this block, and make the play, and he's just a little late. Do you want to call that holding right there? Doesn't look like it to me. Okay. Second thing here is Parashand is the contained defender here, okay? So his job is to set this edge, so he's doing his job. But once again, we just oftentimes have just 2 people doing the same thing. So we also have Major Burns filling this alley as a contained defender as well. And this just isn't good right here, okay? I would prefer Major Burns to stay a little bit more right here just so he can react a little bit better. But he's filling this alley all the way, down here. He kind of takes himself out of the play. Then we get Jacoby and Guillory. So they decide to run with Mekhi Wingo not on the field. This is what happens, okay? Guillory a little late right here to react. He's rolling with these blocks here, and it's just right here, he's got to get off this block and make this tackle. He just does. It's right there, and he's just not able to. Right here, I mean, this has just got to be made. It just has to be made, all right? I mean, Greg Penn, I mean, what are we going to do about this? I mean, this offensive lineman is just dominating him. We don't get off blocks. We just don't. Of course, Sage Ryan, do you think he's getting off a block here? I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea how he even ended up getting blocked right here and why he would throw him. You notice here, he throws the guy. It's clear that he is running this way. Why don't you just get off this and sprint in this direction? But no, he's going to throw himself out of the play. It's what are we doing? Why do this? Why? Then we get to Andre Sam. He's fallen off a cliff. Absolutely fantastic play versus Arkansas and Mississippi State. He gets a chance to make a play. We get Coach 30'd, okay? Once again, it's not that you missed the open field tackle. This is a difficult tackle to make. You have got to slow him down better than this. But he's Davis for you Coach 30 fans out there. That's not a boy band reference, but Coach 30 is awesome. Guillory's falling on top of Andre Sam. They have something in common. They both missed a tackle. You can crap all you want about Zy Alexander. He makes a big play. Folks, Cody Schrader is not a home run hitter. He just isn't. But we're making him look like Leonard Fournette in the number 7 uni. So once again, it's 3rd and 17. And, when it rains, it pours for Sage Ryan. He just can't do anything right. This is BS. He's not trying to manipulate the snap, but by the rule, you throw the flag. They got Missouri on it, too. You could tell this referee Look at how sassy this is. I mean, look at this. You could tell. I mean, that's too much style. Because he's even looking at him. And he's like, oh, my God, I get to call Rule 6953XYZX to the fourth power rule in the 19th chapter of the rule book. That's just too sassy. Penalty ends up being abso-freaking-lutely massive here because it makes it 3rd and 12, and this is just a cover 2 hole shot. All right? Very easy read by Brady Cook. Look at when he's deciding to throw this football. Once he sees that this corner is sitting right here in the zone for cover 2, he is throwing this football. Look at the anticipation right there. Actually, this is Savion Jones' best rush. Shows a nice little swim move, pass rush move right there. But if the coverage is that easy to decipher, it really doesn't matter. And that whole shot is delivered. Obviously, we would like to see Ryan Yates make a better play on it, but that's just more so a better throw, if anything. And once again, the 50-50 calls. This is a clear false start. Clear false start. They don't call it. And they miss it. Wingo still almost knifes in there and makes this play. And, they score. It's not the most blatant, clear, obvious thing. But more than likely, if 3 guys are pointing at it, 4 guys are pointing at it, okay? 5 guys are pointing at it. Come on. More than likely, it's a penalty. And Wingo actually forces 72 to whiff. Once again, he almost makes this play. So you'll see Brian Kelly right here say, hey, these calls are going all in one direction. But here's the good thing about Brian Kelly. He's got JAYDEN Daniels. And JAYDEN says, look, the story of my life at LSU is the fans keep telling me I can't throw down the field. But take a look at this throw. JAYDEN says, look, Kyron Lacey, you and I have a special connection. This is what makes you beautiful, man. You block for me, I'm going to throw the football down the field. And I know one thing about you is you are going to make some guys miss after you make the catch. And for an 18-yard gain, Kyron Lacey creates magic, baby. So I know that makes me an outcast, all those 1D references, but show that to your wives, daughters, and friends. They would be very impressed. At least I think they would. Running some counter GY right here. Look at this block by Miles Frazier. Okay, remember in the Florida State game, we called him out for missing a huge block on this very play. Look at the adjustments he makes. Okay, use this 50-yard line right here as, just a line. We need him to be as flat down this line as possibly can. Versus Florida State, he kind of angled right there, and that allowed this in to cut inside of him. And look at this kick-out block right here. Bang! I mean, that's teach tape. God, Miles Frazier is playing so freaking good right now. And that opens up this hole for Mason. I think Mason could have actually gotten through here a little bit cleaner to get right here. Will does a good job sealing their best linebacker off right here. And because both these guys took bad angles, and even though Mason didn't get through clean, Logan Diggs is still able to get through there. And that's just excellent stuff. I mean, you can't block counter any better than that, okay? Good stuff right there, and we get a nice explosive run. So guess what? We're banging it up inside, and this time we're actually going to pull and run our split zone that we have just run so many times. And this time JAYDEN just is able to just flip this thing on out to Mason, and that's fine. It could be ugly. It could be unorthodox because this play has just been so good for us, and we want to get Mason the football as many times as possible on that because it's just a good gain almost every time. God, this LSU offense, they decide to bring 0 on their end. Not only do we protect it well, JAYDEN sees it well. Okay, obviously if it's 0, Kyron Lacey is not the guy we want throwing the slant to. We want to throw to Malik or BTJ. It's impossible to see if Malik scores right here. I would like to think he's open unless his DB is just plain slant all the way, which I doubt. But we don't see it. Also, BTJ does get open. But here's the truth, okay? Last year, this is a really good adjustment by Mike Dimbrock. Last year on our double slants, we read it outside in. When you run double slants, I like it better when quarterbacks read it inside out, okay? And Jayden said, I'm going to show what you folks what I'm all about. And look at that throw. Draw pass interference. The bad snap, all right. Marlon Martinez just can't be the center. He just can't. All right, he's a guard, and that's fine. He's a really good backup guard. We've seen him play really well as a backup guard. All right, I do think this was going to be a handoff here. I do. Jayden has a read here. It's honestly some split zone action. If this is clean, can Jayden throw this here to Mason if he wants to, if he decides to pull it? Yeah, he could. But the truth here is Kamarion Pimpton is a true freshman tight end, but you got to keep in mind that last year he was a wide receiver in high school. He didn't play a whole lot of inline tight end, and he honestly just gets blown up here. This is just not good, and you can see it disrupts this timing right here, and then Mason has to push him off because he's got to get flat, and that forces Pimpton to hold right here. Okay? Is it a ticky-tack hold? Sure, but it's holding. Now, the second thing is one does play Mason, and then he comes off here to try and make this play on Jayden. This was a good keep read by Jayden to take this on in. But this is a late hit, okay? It just is. When Jayden is right here, you have to treat this as if this is like an out-of-bounds situation. There is zero doubt in my mind if Jayden, let's just perpendicular this. Let's just say he's stepping out of bounds here. This would get flagged for a late hit. It just would, okay? It's 50-50, though. I could see them letting that go, but this is what hurt him, okay? Jayden confirmed it in the postgame. All right? He's right there seeing it. There's also a guy right here seeing it. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Okay, but once again, the 50-50 calls did not go in his way. I like Mason protecting his quarterback there. We're handing this football off to Malik. I honestly don't mind it. The issue here is, Delhi just gets blown up here. And Delhi's had a really good season. He just gets blown up. It's a difficult cross-shoulder block that he had to make, down block, and that stretches this out just a little bit. Not BTJ's best game blocking. He does eventually get him turned, but it was a lot. Whiff a block right there by Logan Diggs, and there's just nowhere to go. Yes, so I heard Cole Kubelik in the announcement. So I happen to call Cole Kubelik a friend. He is with the SEC Network, and he made this point, I think, yesterday in a broadcast. The center should never commit a false start penalty. I don't know what this is, okay? He is lifting himself up while not actually snapping it. Did this defensive lineman jump before he started moving? So we get a false start here from Marlon Martinez. I believe it was Cole Kubelik, I've known Cole for a while, who said that a center should never commit a false start penalty. I don't remember who exactly said this. But you're the guy snapping the football, okay? He commits this false start penalty. We got Garrett Nussmeier in here. And, man, it's just getting tough. So, once again, this was a lot like last week. Malik slipping on this motion. This happened versus Ole Miss as well. And, here we go. Garrett Nussmeier on second down, and we get a bad snap. I mean, right here, we got to give Garrett a lot of credit. I mean, this is just really good quarterbacking. Okay, avoiding this sack. And, man, that's really good stuff. Very underrated play in so many different areas, all right? And thank goodness Mason Taylor was in this direction. Here's Rakestraw making it clap. And obviously, this is a penalty. So At least they called this even. 3rd and goal. Good play caller here by Mike. Okay. Throw a fade. All right. Now, the issue is Garrett Nussmeier, one area where he's thrown picks is on goal line fades. This ends up being a really good throw, all things considered. Once again, Abrams Drain is just a really good corner. Didn't give Malik a whole lot of room to operate with, and were able to survive with the field goal. Good drive by Garrett Nussmeier in a very hostile situation. All right, so this is the ultimate 50-50 call going against you. I didn't know the rule that if the ball goes, and if he would have called it good, it would have stuck with good. All right, the first thing you'll see here is the referee is blocking the sun here with his hand. All right, so he can't really see it. All right, now Gregory Clayton missed a punt return in this game because of the sun. Right, he couldn't go make the fair catch. He lost in the sun. He did the smart thing and just got out of the way. I mean, we've got to put a chip in the ball or something. All right, man. I'm just saying, that looks, once again, it's cut off there. That looked like that was to the inside of the post. All right, so 3rd and 13. This is the one call that we got away with, okay? This is a face mask, and I hate it because this was a major breakthrough play right here by Mason Smith. Now, is this the most impressive rep I've ever seen? No, because it was the stunt that got this open. Okay, we're running a twist here to the inside, and both the guard and the tackle go with the twister, and they let Mason go through free. Okay, now, we need Mason to make this play. If you have this much room, you've got to make sure you don't grab the face mask. It's still tough, but that is a face mask. We got away with one there, and yeah. Now, I do want to bring one thing up here, all right? It is not me to question Brian Kelly, but I do want to bring something up. This twist stunt also got Womack through. The fact that Womack got 0 snaps versus Ole Miss is inexcusable because he would have been there for the sack as well. Good play by Mason, all right? Once again, on turf, I'm not sure if we want him slamming his legs into the ground. So on punt return, we do play a lot of backups, okay? So pretty much everybody out here is a backup. There are no starters on this unit, pretty much at all, okay? So there's going to be mistakes. This one is not a good one. I'm not sure who this is right here. Is this Quad Wilson? It looks like 16 or 19. I'm not sure. He gets called on a holding penalty. You can't tackle a guy right here, okay? He's bullying you down to the ground, okay? Maybe I should go look up who's 16 or 19. You can't tackle somebody there. Really, really, really bad decision. Because, look, him running you over right here is not the worst thing because you're at least slowing down the gunner. All right? The one thing you want to do if you're blocking a gunner, and for those that don't know, the gunner is the outside guy on the punt return, you want to at the very least just slow him down. And if you get run over, you're at least slowing him down, right? Also, Gregory Clayton just loses his ball in the sun. Okay? Think outfielder, just, he can't see it, okay? It's bad. We need him to catch that. He does have a chance to get it right there, but with the way Jayden's playing, it's better to just not take any chances. All right, so we're backed up, 3rd and 9. It's really loud. We're down by 5, and it's just Jayden Daniels making a play again, okay? The pass rush gets home, okay? The pressure is there. We're able to make him miss. DJ Chester in the game holds this block long enough, okay? And once again, Jayden is an angle beater. 7, we've talked about him a lot in this film study. Chris Abrams-Drain is going to play on Sundays. It doesn't matter if you have the angle. Jayden just beats it. You'll see it right here. There's just nothing open, okay? Everything is covered. Everything. He's just got to go do something on his own right here. And God, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing watching this guy play quarterback. Abso-freaking-lutely amazing. Good job by Mike. First down. We get into empty. All right. So I think Jayden can see that this is zone. And one of the best zone beaters is a dig. All right. It always has been, always will be. All right. Jayden gets a really good pocket to throw this football through. All right. And look at where he places it. Right in stride to Malik Nabers. And it allows him to make a run after the catch. And I give Missouri a lot of credit here for tackling this, because this could have been a lot worse. Okay? Good stuff by freaking Malik. Gotta love it. Okay? He's still not down. So it's 3rd and 3. Sometimes in these situations, Jayden has an option to throw it or run it. I do think this is a QB draw all the way, because it does look like to me, I don't know, it could have been an option for him to throw or run. He makes the right decision to run. This is a really good play call by Mike as well, because this is not going to go for a negative gain. So this gives us the opportunity to go for it on 4th as well, and we need a touchdown here. So obviously I don't think Mike thought that this was actually going to be a touchdown. All right? Their DBs locked up with their man coverage assignments. Once again, Hopper is a really good linebacker. He's not even close to making Jayden miss or tackling him. Four had the huge open field tackle on Jayden earlier. Not even close. And when we really needed it, BTJ, a really good block down the field, and we score. And Jayden takes another shot on those ribs. Look at that. Okay? And look at all the pain. You know, if you're an athlete, you've been through this, you're just wheezing right now, man. It's tough, but he's fighting through it. And I want you to see this from this angle, okay? This is a fast player. And look, he is on this hash. And it's clear Jayden is running in this direction, all right? If Jayden has a chance to run to his right like this, he's going to do it. So 4 has the angle on him, okay? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And you'll see right here, 4 didn't even really get close. Jayden is Lamar, y'all. He is a Lamar-level runner. I know that sounds homerish, but it's just the truth. Huge 2-point conversion. It ended up not being a huge one because it became a touchdown fest at the end. God, this is just a good call. This time they sink back into zone, and we just kind of get Mason to help shield Malik. Good job by Mason or Malik just turning right here. And look at the anticipation Jayden is throwing with. Okay, it's easy, but you could just see he's throwing the football with a half-second bit of pace. A half-second sooner, if you will. The footwork is a lot cleaner, too. I'm not a footwork expert, but sometimes Jayden, on just pure pocket throws, his footwork can get clicky. Okay, look at this. Nice wide base. Cleats are in the ground. And one thing you did see this offseason with his throwing mechanics, especially in the fall camps, is it's a quicker, more compact release. Everything is just more compact, good, quick throw, because it has to be. I'm sorry, VIC. This pass has no wobble, okay? Look at this. Man. Wide base like a Cupid shuffle. Let's go. All right, so play action fake. When you're killing us with the run, it forces all these players to bite. And now Luther Burden is getting behind Major Burns right here. This is just bad defense. With the game on the line, Brady Cook is just able to just stare down Luther Burden and just throw pitch and catch with him. I don't want Greg Penn trailing Luther Burden. I mean, I can't tell you how bad a defense that is. Normally, there is some type of excuse you can make in this spot. Right there is none. Do we expect Andre Sam to bring him down? No. At least he slowed him down. And, man, I I don't know. I don't know if Sage Ryan really wants to tackle anybody anymore. He doesn't seem to always want to get in the action. Right here, if Major Burns was supposed to stay with Luther Burden, but I want you to see this route. This route is so good. Okay, this is kind of the things we see Malik do. Major has leverage right here on Luther Burden, and he's still able to juke him and get behind him. I don't know. I would have liked to have seen Burns just trail him right there. Whatever the case may be, it's just not good. You know, we knew that this was going to happen, but it's preventable to a certain extent. Okay? So now we get to here. All right? And, yeah, it's just good offense, okay? Look at all this separation. This is their number 4 wide receiver, by the way. Okay? And it's a comeback route, a deep comeback route. Normally you don't have time to turn and make a play. 5 was able to right there, and we eventually get him down. All right, it's run-filling stuff again here. Just a simple zone blocking play to the right, and we're just not shedding, okay? 55 turns. The nose tackle here, I think that's Jefferson or Guillory. It is Jefferson. You see he's able to turn him to the inside. Not good. Not good at all. And this is just allowed to be so much cleaner for this right guard to get to this next level. If you're Jefferson, you just got to keep fighting over the top of this. He gets himself turned to the inside. Okay? Then Schrader's just able to get skinny. Everything's just getting blocked to perfection. And a really good tackle right here by Major Burns to stop him. And then essentially, you know, right here, it's just smash mouth football. You know, yeah, I mean, there's just no other way around it. Tutty, okay? Weeks misses one right there, but still. So LSU gets the ball back. We're not going to break this play down. We run this rollout play that Caleb Jackson dropped last week. Does Jayden have a chance to fit this ball into Malik over the top? Yes, but he does actually find BTJ, and we are able to move the chains there on first. And then we get to here. First down, we have a run call. They stuff it. Second down, we get a nice little throw to BTJ, and now we get to here. Okay? It's 3rd and 5, and this is really one of the few snaps that DJ Chester had that was just off a little bit. It is high. It does disrupt the timing of this. And as you can see, they are expecting some split zone right here. And I love the call. Even though this does force Mason to go all the way around here, okay, you'll see I don't know what that is so bizarre, okay? The whole timing of this is just thrown off, okay? But God, this is so bizarre. Mason, I think, just lost his depth perception, and he's like, wait, where did everybody go? Okay? He was like, did Thanos just snap his finger and I spared me? I mean, where is everybody? Either way, Jayden's got to make a play here. All right, it's 3rd and 5, bad snap. All the gaps are pretty much stuffed here. I mean, there's just nowhere to go. But Jayden does a good job just reading this. Okay, you'll see that this isn't open. You know, this play, of course, is designed for him to go to the right. You know, Emery's getting 2-gapped here, pretty good. But God, you know, DJ Chester, after the bad snap, okay, helps with this double. God, I said that there was nowhere to go. Garrett Dellinger, huge block when we really needed it. Then DJ Chester gets a piece. He does whiff, okay? Honestly, now that I see it again, it is a bad whiff right there. So now it's Jayden versus this guy, and he fall. I mean, God bless. Hopper, their best linebacker, okay? It is him versus Jayden. This is a thumper. Jayden just says, not today, Satan. Just goes through these arm tackles and then hurdles his own guy. And DJ Chester's like, wow, this is not high school football anymore. And then, of course, it's the same song and dance here with Kyron Lacey. I'm serious. As physical as Kyron is, I would like to see him play both ways. Try him at DB. Okay? 2 massive blocks to spring Jayden. There's no player that upped his stock after a rewatch more for me than Kyron Lacy. All right, so it's 1st and 10. Once again, true freshman center. What do you know? All right, 1st and 10. Now, after rewatching a few of these snaps, I'm not sure if Chester can be your center, but he did some good things. He was better than Martinez, okay? In this situation, though, all right, this guy is in a little bit more of a 3-tech, and this guy is a little bit more straight up on you. This should always be your first assignment unless your call or Jayden's call is for you to slide to the left. This guy should always be your first priority, and he actually lets him go because he thinks the left guard is picking him up, okay? That's not what we want. Now, this is a good decision by Mike to not have Logan Diggs go out on a route pretty much at all, okay? Unless it's a rollout like on the play you just saw a minute ago to start this drive. We want him to help DJ Chester out on any A-gap scraps. And maybe this wasn't Chester. I would think that it is in this spot. And look at what he does. He takes a 300-pounder right in the chin. Okay? Now, Jayden has to go all the way around both of these guys. All right? Emory Jones, who dominated his assignment, now is in a weird spot. He does a good job just letting him go. And Jayden, on his off foot, delivers this ball right here to a wide-open Malik Nabers for a tutty. Good job by Logan Diggs picking up those scraps, and it's a walk-in. All right, so how did this get so open? Well, it was a little bit of an out and up right here with the receiver. All right. Remember earlier, we scored on a touchdown with BTJ on the post. Okay, so now that Mike Denbrock knows this and they have seen this, what should you do? Well, behind a BTJ post, let's run an out and up, and we are isolating Abrams Drain, a really good corner, okay? So in theory, if this is a true zone assignment, this should have been passed off to the safety, and Abrams Drain should have picked up Malik. Okay, remember earlier on that Mason Taylor check down? This time it is Kyron Lacy running, the shallow drag. This was actually picked off well. Remember, the corner picked this up, and the safety then picked this up. Now, a play designed by Mike Denbrock right there that only one can dream of. Malik Nabers, that wide open for a touchdown. Really, really good stuff. A silencer in Columbia. All right, so we have an opportunity to end this game on defense. Of course, it wasn't going to be pretty. We just can't do anything right. Remember earlier on this little fake handoff? Actually, I cut this play out. Look at all this flow that they're getting to the right, and then they throw back to our left. Everything is blocked really well right here. We need Sage Ryan to get off and make a play. Bring him down, Sage. Please do. I don't know what this is. I really don't. I don't know if you could play Sage Ryan anymore. As you can see, he's trying to strip this ball. He doesn't even feel the ball. You see, his hand really never really got on the football. You've just got to stop him. This is the Ole Miss game all over again. A tackle inbounds right here is not bad. A strip here is very unlikely. If you tackle him inbounds right there, he just can't make a play. Now, of course, Major Burns is going to get rode all the way downfield. Did a good job playing that offensive lineman central and not giving Weiss the sideline, but still a huge gain. All right, so in the next series of downs, this shows you on first down why Zay Alexander's got to play. He can actually tackle somebody on a comeback route. We missed these simple tackles versus Ole Miss, and it was costly. Then on second down, I would have loved to have seen this play actually play out. Mason Smith bats the football down at the line of scrimmage. Does Harold Perkins pick six this ball to that was intended for Burden? Either way, we had it covered. It might have still been completed. I am not sure. Now, we get the third down, and Missouri decides to get in Tripp's bunch yet again. Okay? Now, we actually communicate this pretty well. All right? We let the clear-out route go, and then we end up doubling 5, okay? So, is this open? This was Ryan Yates versus this player. I don't know. It gets cut off. And then now, once again, Brady Cook is just locked on. Luther Burden is covered right here. Give Andre Sam a lot of credit, okay? Game on the line right here, and he's all over Luther Burden here. There's nothing. Now, there is no way for us to know if this was open versus Ryan Yates here on the back end, okay? But give Braden Swinson a lot of credit. He beats 76 off the edge here, and he gets a little lucky, all right? Brady Cook struggles with this. You've got to step up into this pocket. He decides to step back into the pocket, and goodness gracious, when you go to make the sack, you want this right arm to swipe down. And that's exactly what he does, okay? Now, at the last second, all right, so pretend like Cook didn't suddenly just go backwards, okay? If he had stayed where he was, his hand is probably hitting the football. But still, we get a little lucky that we caught him on his backswing, going backwards, all right? Now, you look across the way, obviously Savion Jones gets doubled right here, and nothing is just happening here outside of Swinson. Huge play by Braden Swinson. Huge. Now we just need to run this football down and just fall on it. Fall on it. Game is essentially over. And give Missouri a lot of credit. Obviously, Savion really couldn't get his footing there. God, good job by Greg Penn getting in there and making it, bang, bang. And they're able to pick this ball up right here, and it sets up a 4th down. So Elijah Drakowitz got killed for this, okay, on this 4th and 32 to not punt the football. I'm actually okay with going for this. I know that this defies logic and it defies the analytics. I know it says to punt here, but ask yourself, are you really stopping Jayden? And if you want to play, hook and ladder type of stuff here, guess what? It's going to be a positive gain at the very least. Okay, so it's not the be-all, end-all, and they actually get a favorable look here. All right, we do the right thing. Instead of just sitting back in the coverage, we actually bring pressure. So we actually bring 6 guys right here. All right, so guess what? It's these 1, 2, 3, 4 guys going up against 5 right here. Okay, so honestly, not the worst decision here. All right, so Weiss decides to cut up and try to get all of this on his own. Man, I don't know. Alrighty, so first thing, all class right here by Mizzou, wearing the number 3 on the back of the helmets for Greg Brooks. That's really good stuff. Now, I've been very praiseful. Is that a word? I have praised Mike Denbrock throughout this whole thing. He's been the best coach on our staff recently. This from him and Brian Kelly is so bad, okay? We have got to work on closing out games, all right? As bad as the Ole Miss game was, we had a chance to end the game last week on offense, and we didn't, okay? And some of that's on Jayden. Now, it's going to sound like I'm going to pile on Jayden here. This is not his fault, the way this game ended. We decide on first down that we are going to go 13 personnel. So, what does that mean? We bring in not 1 but 2 extra tight ends, okay? That forces Malik or BTJ to go off the field. So Malik is off the field. There he is over here. And Brian Thomas or Kyron Lacey's off the field, okay? So we're taking 2 of our best players in the name of blocking. Who has blocked better in this game than Kyron Lacey? So we're in 13 personnel, which forces Connor Galbraith, who is a first-year player at LSU, kind of a walk-on-ish kind of guy from, JUCO, and Mac Markway over here. So I'm showing you some screenshots of the first down play. No push, no nothing, and they stuff it. And remember, we have a center in DJ Chester who is a true freshman as well. So we're taking our best players off the field, and then on the next play, on the very next play, remember, Missouri called a timeout, so we have a chance to rectify this decision. And once again, our best players are off the field, okay? Why are we deciding this game with guys who have had no impact on this game whatsoever? This is what Missouri wants us to do. They know we're not going out on a route here with Mark Way or whoever, okay? They know a few things are going to happen. After we handed this football off on first down, guess what? They know we're probably going to try and pull it here on second down. So you'll see right here, Jayden gets spooked a little bit that this edge defender who was left unblocked on purpose got to him pretty quickly here, and this almost ends up being a disaster right there. Thank goodness 6 or whoever this is did not pull Jayden down, because if he pulls him down, the game is over, and we would have had to live with the rest of eternity knowing Malik Nabers, when we freaking need him, is out of the game. Okay? I understand you're trying to run the clock out, bleed clock. Why? A first down ends it, no matter how many timeouts they have left. Okay? Just really bad process. So now we get to 3rd and 19, and guess what? Same formation. Same exact formation. Why are we doing this? Okay? They want us to end the game with our best players on the bench. Okay? So, yeah, good cut right here by Logan to make this interesting. Because you're thinking it's going to be inside zone again. Once again, Chester kind of in the backfield here. That's okay. He's a true freshman. And this ends up being a good bounce. Man, God, if... Jayden, I love that hustle to try and help him out to try and end this game. Good run on 3rd. And that ended up being a very underrated run on 3rd right there, because it gave Bramblett room to make this punt. And look at where Bramblett ends up putting this, okay? Good stuff all around here. Really good block right here by Sage Ryan. This is a difficult block for him to make, okay? This guy has inside leverage here. He gets a piece. Everything is just blocked to perfection. Really good special teams work. And Bramblett, who has to rush to get that off, he's knowing that he's probably going to get rushed right there, delivers this dime. Good job by Slade Roy getting down the field pretty quickly here. And they actually did a good job selling this. And God, we had no one down here to down the football. So the fact that we got it out right here is perfect. So 2nd and 10, and this is what decides it. Brady Cook. I know this is going to sound crazy in a game that he put up some pretty big numbers. He was not good in this game. He just stared down his receivers way too much. KJ Jefferson for Arkansas is having this issue as well. Just staring and locking in, okay? And Major Burns picks this off. And Brian Kelly said in the postgame, you've got to fall down. You do have to fall down here, okay? And I know Greg Penn made a joke that anyone that knows Major knows he's going to score right here. I understand getting the stats. You just got to fall down and end it there. But I get it. You're a single digit with the neck brace, a neck roll, and you want to celebrate it and get in front of their bench. Okay? I thought for a second he was going to Lambeau leap right there. So you'll see it right here. I mean, I understand Luther Burden's good. A really good adjustment. Remember earlier, Luther Burden was able to get behind Major Burns. This time, you know, he's just right there, okay? And you can just see Brady Cook is just staring him down the entire way, and he just throws this, and it's honestly the same route as a second ago that Burden got behind Burns here, and that's just an easy pick six right there. Once again, just fall down, end it. So there you go, and this is why you should just fall down and end it, because it gives him an opportunity to get back into the game. Now, we're going to play these plays in the background. You know, you would like to see some better pass rush here with the game on the with knowing that Brady Cook can't run with no timeouts. There should be no excuse that we're not getting more rush there. Look at this throw. Once again, Alexander, turn your head. It's just really good throwing and catching right there. My final thoughts after rewatching this game twice. The first thing is the refereeing was really, really bad. I will say, though, every year there's going to be a game on the road where just none of the calls are going your way. I even took out a Malik pass interference call where they were early. Also keep in mind the Brady Cook fumble that we recovered that they overturned. It was a 50-50 overturn, but they overturned it. Kind of shocking. Just a lot of things did not go LSU's way. Now, is that okay? Sure. Because if you have great quarterback play, it doesn't matter. All right? And in this instance, you saw Missouri do a lot of things well. I think defensively they played a better game. Even though we scored 49, they scored 39. It's just we had a better quarterback. You see how much having elite, experienced, fifth-year quarterback play matters. It is everything. It is such a big needle mover when your quarterback is playing at this level. And as you saw today, there was a lot of supporting cast players who were absolutely positively phenomenal. But goodness gracious, Jayden is just otherworldly right now. And yes, the defense sucks, but you can't waste this year. I mean, with this level of quarterback play, there should never be an instance at LSU where you're losing less than 2 games on the season. Jayden is playing that well, and it might be impossible to beat him right now. Obviously, we got to end games better. We just do. But the simple truth is Jayden is just so freaking good right now. It's unbelievable. And yeah, this is just a game that we'll probably forget, but also remember because it was an abso-freaking-loot thriller. So there you go. Now, to give it a little BTS right here, we're going to give out a Terrace Marshall card during our next live stream, and that'll be Monday after the Brian Kelly press conference, okay? But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and once again, one more time, Harold Perkins in the background affecting a field goal kick, and him just hustling, putting his body on the line. You got to love it. Good to see he's still locked in, and we need more guys locked in on this defense. So, hopefully, those things happen, okay? It is Power Hour LSU. Bam! Now, down below, I have a free Patreon post. I've flashed it in your face a few times. I'm making it free for you, just for you to check it out. And obviously, you get access to my Discord, all the extra benefits that go along with it. And yeah, you should definitely do that. And yeah, I had to miss Tyrann Matthews' pick 6 today to put this together. You guys know when it comes to the Badger, I don't like missing any games. So yeah, let's go. Jayden, let's freaking go. W, baby. Oh yeah, and tonight we are doing those little jalapeno poppers wrapped in bacon with the cream cheese in there. Let's go.